Grab your tissues because today we have got a double celebration. Actress Paige Hurd and Charlotte Hornets forward Royce O'Neale just said, I do in what fans are really calling one of the most touching celebrity weddings of the year. But here's the moment that got everyone talking. During the ceremony, Paige found the perfect way to honor someone who could not be there in person, her godfather, the late legendary DMX. Stick around because by the end of the video you are going to understand exactly why this wedding is trending everywhere, what Royce said about falling for Paige years before they even met, and why one Instagram story from DMX ex-wife made the whole internet emotional. So let's start with the headline everyone buzzing about. Actress Paige Hurd. You know her from Beauty Shop, Everybody Hates Chris, and more recently Power Book 2 Ghost has officially tied the knot with the longtime partner Charlotte Hornets basketball player Royce O'Neale. And when we say this wedding was beautiful, we mean it. From the moment guests arrived, it was clear this was not just any celebrity wedding, this was a celebration that blended love, family, faith, and legacy all into one unforgettable day. The news started making the rounds after the MX ex-wife Teshura Simmons began posting videos from the ceremony on her Instagram story, and once those videos made their way to the
Love it.
shade room, the internet official law said, in the best way possible. Because here's the thing, it was not just the fact that two people fans have been rooting for finally got married. It was how Paige chose to celebrate her big day that had comment section everywhere flooded with heart emojis and tears. If you have been following Paige Hurd's story for any length of time, you probably already know she had close personal relationship with hip hop icon DMX. He was not just an artist she admired from a distance. He was her godfather, a real presence in her life. So when it came time to walk down the aisle, Paige did not choose just any song. She chose to walk to an instrumental version of DMX's iconic track X Gone, Give It To Ya. Think about that for a second. One of the most important days of her life, surrounded by everyone she loves, Paige made sure her godfather spirit was part of the moment. No lyrics, just the instrumental, letting that unmistakable beat carry her down the aisle as her tribute. Tashara Simmons, who obviously has her own deep connection to the DMX legacy, was clearly moved by the gesture. She shared the clip of Paige's entrance on her Instagram story, and in her caption, she described it as a lovely tribute to Paige's godfather. Fans who saw the clips agreed instantly. Comments after comments praised Paige for finding such a meaningful, tasteful way to include DMX in. It was how Paige chose to celebrate her big day that had comment section everywhere flooded with heart emojis and tears. If you have been following Paige Hurd's story for any length of time, you probably already know she had close personal relationship with hip hop icon DMX. He was not just an artist she admired from a distance. He was her godfather, a real presence in her life. So when it came time to walk down the aisle, Paige did not choose just any song. She chose to walk to an instrumental version of DMX's iconic track X Gone, Give It To Ya. Think about that for a second. One of the most important days of her life, surrounded by everyone she loves, Paige made sure her godfather spirit was part of the moment. No lyrics, just the instrumental, letting that unmistakable beat carry her down the aisle as her tribute. Tashara Simmons, who obviously has her own deep connection to DMX's legacy, was clearly moved by the gesture. She shared the clip of Paige's entrance on her Instagram story, and in her caption, she described it as a lovely tribute to Paige's godfather. Fans who saw the clips agreed instantly. Comments after comments praised Paige for finding such a meaningful, tasteful way to include DMX in her wedding, not through the somber moment, but through joy, through music, through celebration. It felt like less like mourning and more than honoring someone whose energy was still very much present in the room. And honestly, that's what made this tribute hit so differently. It was not performative, it was not huge speech or a moment of silence. It was subtle, it was personal, and it was woven right into the fabric in the ceremony itself. For anyone who has lost someone close to them, you probably understand exactly why this resonated with so many people. Grief and joy are not opposites. Sometimes the most beautiful way to honor someone is to let their presence show up in your happiest moment. Now, Paige was not the only one who brought him the serious energy to this wedding. Royce O'Neale reportedly made what fans are calling a fire entrance, and if you have seen any of the clips floating around, you know that's not an exaggeration. For those who don't follow the NBA closely, Royce O'Neale currently plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He's known on the court for his defense, his hustle, and his ability to stretch the floor. But on his wedding day, he showed a completely different side of himself, the kind of larger than life entrance you would expect from someone who clearly wanted this day to be just a memorable of his bride, and it was for him. And based on the videos circulating, the crowd was fully here for it. Between Roy's entrance and Paige's tribute walk, this wedding managed to blend athletics, showmanship with deep personal meaning, which honestly is not an easy balance to strike. Now let's rewind, because the story of the how Paige and Royce got together is honestly just as sweet as the wedding itself. According to the previous reporting, the couple first crossed paths back in 2024, but it was not until January 2025 that fans really started to take notice when the two surprised social media by posting holiday photos together. Up until that point, most people had no idea they were even dating. Then in February 2025, things got serious. Literally, Royce popped to the question during a romantic gateway in Cabo. And by March 2025, the couple made it official, announcing their engagement to the world. But here's the part of the story that really gets people. Royce did not just fall for Paige after they started dating. According to the Royce himself, he had a crush on her long before they ever met in the person. He grew up watching her on television and in movies, and at some point he made a bold declaration to his friends. One day he was going to meet her, date her, and marry her. Now, if you have ever said something like that as a joke, one day I'm going to marry a celebrity, you know how well it is when it actually comes true. Royce has said his friends did not take him seriously at that time. They probably laughed it off the way most of us would, but he insists he meant it. He just needed the universe to actually put them into the same room, and it did. They met, they connected, and a few years later, here we are celebrating their wedding, discovering the sweet tribute Paige paid to her godfather and watching two people build a life together that honestly feels like something out of a movie. Now, for those you might only be familiar with Paige Hurd from this wedding news, let's take a moment to appreciate just how long she has been in the entertainment industry and how much she has accomplished. Paige has been acting for years, and fans in the comments could not help but reminisce but about some of her most memorable roles. She appeared in Beauty Shop, the hit comedy that also helped launch several other careers in Hollywood. She had a memorable stint on Everybody Hates Christ, a show that becomes something of the cultural touchstone for an entire generation. And more recently, she has been turning heads with her role in Power Book 2 Ghost, part of the massively popular Power universe created by Courtney Kemp and executive produced by 50 Cent. It's honestly wild to think about the range Paige has shown across her career, from family sitcoms to gritty crime dramas, and now watching her walk down the aisle on her wedding day, paying tribute the man who helped shape who is she. Fans are getting to see an entirely different, deeply personal side of her. On the other side of this love story, let's talk about a little bit about Royce O'Neale. Royce currently plays forward to the Charlotte Hornets, and he's built a reputation in the league as a reliable, hard-nosed defender, the kind of player teams love to the because he does the dirty work that does not always show up in the highlights reel. He has spent years grinding in the NBA and off the court. It's clear he is just an international about the people he brings into his life. What's sweet about his story with Paige is that it shows a side of him that fans don't always get to see. Here's a professional athlete, someone who spent his career being tough, focused, and competitive. And yet, when it came to Paige, he was patient. He waited. He believed that one day their paths would cross. And when the finally he did not waste any time making sure he knew how he felt. It's the kind of love story that reminds you that even in industries built on image and performance, genuine connection still finds a way to break through. Let's bring it to the heart of the story. The because at the end of the day, the wedding itself is beautiful, but it's the tribute to DMX that's really resonating with people. DMX passing left a massive void, not just in the music industry, but in the lives of everyone who knew him personally. For Paige, losing her godfather was not just about losing a public figure, it was about losing someone who was woven into her personal life, her family, her memories. And when you think about weddings, they are one of the few moments in life where every detail is chosen intentionally. The music, the entrance, the walk down the aisle, all of it is planned with care. So when Paige chose to walk to an instrumental version of one of the DMX most iconic songs, that was not a random choice. That was her saying, "You are still here with me, even now." It's a reminder that grief does not disappear just because time passes. It shows up in the moments you least expect, and sometimes the most beautiful thing you can do is let it show up purpose the way Paige did. Tashara Simons clearly recognized that too, which is exactly why she made sure to share those clips with the world. It was not about seeking attention, it was about honoring a beautiful, thoughtful gesture from someone who loved DMX just as much as she did. Since the Shade Room posted the wedding footage, the reactions have been pouring in non-stop. Fans have been celebrating the couple, praising Paige's tribute to DMX and reminiscing about her long career in Hollywood. All that at the same time. Many commenters pointed out how rare it is to see a celebrity wedding that feels this personal and heartfelt, rather than overly staged for social media. Others were simply thrilled to see Paige, someone many of them grew up watching on screen, get her happy ending, and of course, plenty of comments were dedicated entirely to praising how tastefully she incorporated her godfather's memory into the ceremony. It's rare for a celebrity wedding to hit on so many emotional levels at once: joy, nostalgia, love, and remembrance, all wrapped into one beautiful day. So there you have it. Paige Hurd and Royce O'Neale are officially married. Their love story is straight out of a movie, and Paige tributes to her godfather DMX is being called one of the most touching moments of the entire ceremony. From Roy's bold declaration years before they even met to Paige's meaningful walk down the aisle, this wedding managed to capture everything: love, legacy, and family, all in one unforgettable celebration. If this story moved you the way it moved us, let us know in the comments. What did you think was the most touching part of their wedding? Was it Paige's tribute to DMX, Roy's entrance, or the story of how they finally found each other after years of Roy's crush? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for some more celebrity news and entertainment updates, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a story like this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.